Now call Mr. Byrne on behalf of the Socialist Group. The floor is yours.
Chair, thank you. I'm very proud to speak today on behalf of the Socialist Group and to offer the rapporteur our support, our congratulations and our thanks. As the report says, we have now largely defeated Daesh and its caliphate of carnage, but I think it is important, as we heard from our previous speaker, just to remember for a moment what, in fact, we were taking on. This was a heretical project to build a totalitarian superstate that corralled together 67 different nations, home to 1.1 billion of the world's Muslims, and amongst that Islamic population, wipe out once and for all of the glorious tradition and diversity of that faith, and replace it with the micromanagement of religion around a simple vision, as Daesh commanders were fond to say, "We love death as you love life." Now, absolutely central to that project was an attempt to wipe out the overlapping consensus between Islam and the values that the European Convention enshrines. They wanted to wipe out any notion that there were universal rights and equality before the law. They wanted to wipe out the idea that there was a right to life. They wanted to wipe out any idea that there was a right to liberty and security and to be free of compulsion. They wanted to wipe out the political pluralism that was actually enshrined in the Medina Charter, one of the foundational texts of Islam. And of course, above all, they wanted to wipe out any right to justice, preferring to administer their justice by throwing people off the top of tower blocks. Now, Chair, this Daesh insurgency, like all insurgencies, was never going to be a battle where anyone could kill their way to victory. Victory, in fact, required good politics, and good politics required good economics. And that is why we have to ensure, if we want to ensure that there is no renaissance, there is no resurgence of Daesh, then we have to act now to dismantle the economics of evil. And that is why this report is so welcome, because it sets out so clearly the multiplicity of funding streams on which Daesh was able to draw. Armies do still march on their stomachs. Therefore, someone has to pay to make sure those stomachs are not empty. That is why finance is always a front line in any major conflict. So if we want to shut down their freedom to fight, we have to shut down their freedom to finance their fight. There is no silver bullet. There never is. And that's why this report does such a good job at bringing together the battery of different measures needed. And all of us need to ask ourselves why our countries are not implementing every single one of the measures set out in this report. Daesh's defeat is one more piece of evidence that no injustice can last forever. But let's now make sure that this tragic episode of history is never, never, never allowed to repeat itself.
Thank you, Mr. Byrne. I now call Lord Russell on behalf of the Conservatives.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.